Does your child throw a temper tantrum when their toast touches their eggs? Or they will even eat eggs? Do they cry for nothing? Do they have temper tantrums? Do they have problems going to bed, getting to bed, sleeping in their own bed? I don't know. I don't have kids. You tell me. Is there a child behavior you wish you could get fixed at a walk-in clinic without having to walk anywhere? Well, guess what? You are in luck. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Emotion Code Bro Show today. John and I are highlighting how we can work with your children via your permission, the parent, without the child being present. You're going to tell us what problems you would like us to explore Emotion Code with today. Good morning, John. Welcome to episode 184.
Good morning. Yes, my name's John Inverarity, the other half of the Bro Show here, and father as well. So I know how difficult it can be day to day with kids. And yeah, this month is all about helping kids, the wee ones, with the emotion code, and we're going to demonstrate the various ways that emotion code may help. So thanks for joining us today.
That's right, and there's a couple key conditions today that allows us to work with your children. We're going to let you know a little bit more about that. But John, my hunch is there's a parent, because we're live on Facebook and YouTube, that is watching right now and say, oh, I'm having this challenge with my child. Can you tell our viewers what they need to do in the chat so we can be able to consider working with their child? Go ahead, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So volunteer live on Facebook, or if you're on YouTube as well, and let us know what you'd like help with. So I'll just rattle off just a few concerns, sort of common things, again, like we did at the beginning. So it could be like tantrums, or like eating habits, sleep, maybe like scared to sleep alone, bedwetting, night terrors, confidence building, concentration, or easily distracted. And that kind of ties in with like school performance or exam anxiety, nail biting fear, social anxiety. The list goes on.
Hey, remember one time you did swearing?
Yeah, a little potty mouth.
That was like way back in the early episodes, and you got great results next week.
Yeah.
So listen, today we're going to demonstrate how John and I could work with your child today, uncover what's causing the behavior. It's right behind me in this chart. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But John, we have an update for you, and this was from last week's show. And remind people what the topic was, please.
Yeah, so last week and last month was healthy habits. So we touched on drinking more water, veggies, eating more veggies, getting rid of the sodas, pops, drinks. Last week was specific foods. So we have an update from who I worked with, which was Susan, and she said, bagel update. So she was eating bagels all the time, couldn't get enough, and this is the update. Just wanting to share an update from last Saturday's show. Bagels have been in the house all week. My husband has been eating them slowly. He's able to do that. I don't need them. Don't want them. Freedom. Thanks, John. It's an awesome update that from Susan. Yeah.
Well, you know what the great thing is about food items? She was able to get rid of that without having to use willpower or to wean it off or to be resentful because she can't have it or all that. I know my whole life is like that. We think it's willpower. You know what? It's emotions. Yeah, we all knew that, Captain Obvious, but that wasn't enough. Yeah, it's your emotions. Yeah, big deal. It's only a big deal when we can help you delete those emotions causing that experience, and that's what we did last week. So today we're going to help you with a child in your world and life that has a couple challenges. First, I want to give a quick shout out. I have two new members in my Practitioners Growth Club, Sheldon and Sandy, and they are in for a whirlwind. The first thing they're going to learn is how to identify emotions 100 times faster. It's the first course in this program. So Sheldon, I'm so proud of you, and Sandy, welcome, both of you. I'll see you probably Tuesday on the live mentor calls. John, we got a couple friends saying good morning. Who's saying what, please?
Yeah, who's saying what? The comments, if you're watching live, say hello. And hey, if we worked on you before, give us an update like Carmen did. But first things first here, good morning, Permelia Parham. She says, good morning, bros. Happy to be watching from Parksville on beautiful Vancouver Island. Thanks for joining us. Hey, welcome back, Carmen der Kinderen. So we worked on Carmen a few weeks ago. She said, good morning. You worked on veggies for me a few weeks ago. Now eating and enjoying the veggies. Thank you, bros. Carmen from Toronto.
This was so interesting. We not only can help delete a food item for you, we can include a food item for you. And the way we include the food item is delete your resistance to having it, which is one of these buggers. John, can you talk about this emotion code chart, please? Yeah,
absolutely. Actually, 2 weeks ago, I worked on Caroline. I have an update from her as well. So we'll talk.
Let's do that. Okay.
Yeah. So update from Caroline. We worked on the fuzzy stuff. Our fizzy drinks, right? It was like a soda of some sort, like a flavored water kind of soda. And she was drinking them like kind of, every day. She'd go reach one for the fridge and then, did a live demo on her. And even that day she noticed that like right away that she wasn't really drawn towards it. And then she put it on the list and then went grocery shopping and didn't put it in her basket or buggy, just didn't really want it. Yeah. And, she got home and then like a week later, or even like 10 days later, I got the update. She said that like absolutely no wants, no needs, no desires, cravings for, the fizzy pop. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's emotion related. And today we're going to delete, like we've deleted the emotions that cause people to want and crave and have the addiction and got to buy them double when they're on sale, eat them till they're gone, wake up with a bag of them in your bed, is all caused by emotions. Same with the child behavior that we're going to help you with today. So John, explain the process today, and we're looking for volunteers. Let us know in the chat what we can help your child with. And we're saying younger child, like under 10 would be good.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the emotion code. And what we do as a practitioner is we find these trapped emotions, which are unprocessed emotions from past negative events. So something you didn't, process, or it can even be absorbed from other people or inherited. And it's our job to connect up to you. We communicate with your subconscious to find out, which emotions are, the culprit. So yeah, we act as a proxy on your behalf. So there's a distance work. So you're home, we're in our home. Don't got to go anywhere. And you don't even have to do much talking either. You kind of just send us a list, show up, and we work through the concerns, right? You just sit back, relax. So anyways, there's 60 emotions on the chart that we use with. This is kind of like the bread and butter that we use. And we muscle test the emotion code chart, find out what they are, use it through muscle testing, and clear them out using our intention, and we use a magnet as well. Just sort of any refrigerator magnet will work. And that's kind of it in really, really simplified form of the emotion code. I should say, if you're new to this, get the book, read the book, explains everything to much, much greater detail, and lots of good stories in there. It's by Dr. Bradley Nelson, the creator of the modality. And he did the body code as well, which is, another modality, lots of other things in there. And, that's the emotion code in a nutshell. Do we have any volunteers?
Well, we have Jara Sears. She's talking on behalf of her granddaughter. So we would only be able to do that if you were the guardian of your granddaughter or if the parent gave us permission, then we'd be able to connect. It's almost like giving a Wi-Fi password. So let us know more scenario about that. Otherwise, we can help you offline in a private session for sure with the mother involved and maybe sending us a list or whatever. But today, again, if you're the parent or guardian, they're under 10, they have behavioral problems, again, let us know what it is, and then we'll be able to see if it's something that we can help with the emotion code.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, permission is one of the other keys as well. So, direct permission from who we're working with. Yeah, and like Michael said, with kids, it's ideally from the parent directly. So like, or like guardian, like the main guardian. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be here. Sound like we're comedians. We're going to be here all month, and our focus all month is this. So maybe you're not prepared, or you're going to need to think about it. Every Saturday for the month of February, we're here to help. Remember, the purpose of the show is to show you the range of things that we can help people with, whether it's people or your children or your pets, or for business or for money or for love. Every week we choose a different subject so you can say, "Oh, I didn't know they worked on that. That's good to know." And the most ideal scenario is when we get to do a live presentation. So, John, remind people what they need to do so they can get in the list.
The email list.
No, to have a session today.
Have a session today. Yeah, so looking for 2 volunteers and your children, and like Jara says, like her daughter will be arriving soon. So yeah, communicate with your daughter, talk to her about it, get permission from her, and then come back to that with us with her permission. Even like next week, the week after, we're going 4 weeks in a row here. So I just want to be clear on that. And a little context, what the concern is. So yeah, like trouble, calming down, getting frustrated, like tantrums, a few other things like sleep, like scared to sleep alone. Or
I don't think we have to make stuff up.
Yeah, you know what it is.
You know what it is. Hey, a couple quick things. Our friend Elaine Goldman saying hello to you and I. And Guy is saying, what about my daughter who does not live with me anymore? So, again, we did no more questions. How old is she, for example? And how old is she? And so here's what we're looking for today. Maybe yes, but not during today. We're looking for a parent or a guardian of a child under 10 years old that we can work with today.
Yeah, even like I'd say under like 15 or something like that at school, but not an adult. So if your child is an adult, we're not doing that. We need a permission directly from an adult. Yeah.
Good. Well, John, while we're waiting, I got a couple of classes coming up today live on this Facebook page. If you're watching after today, you can go to my events page and see what's coming up. But for now, I'm going to put it in the very ticker there on the bottom. MichaelLogier.com events, 10 o'clock today, which is an hour after the Bro Show started. I am doing this is a course for emotion code practitioners. It is called the business card. And there's a handout that has a front and side of my business card. I'm going to go through all the elements why this card is an actual salesperson for me. And it's not because it's pretty, it's because of the words. If you're an emotion code practitioner, sign up or download the worksheet of the course that's going to be on the website and watch it live or the replay. The second course I'm doing today, John, is the drawbridge technique. I'm doing another Michael Logier drawbridge technique, keep the motor running, muscle testing. It's free. It comes with the worksheet. It's 12 noon today on this Facebook page. If you're watching after this live show, go to this events page and see what's coming up next.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, Gia saying, okay, greetings anyway. It's a great day.
Okay, good. Hey, Gia, thanks for joining us and hanging out. Good. Maybe the parents are busy with their kids.
Maybe. Too busy. Yeah.
Well, what are we going to do, John? Where are we going to go with this?
You got any good stories?
Driving to good stories. I've got some good emotion code stories that I'm helping people with, which is always very exciting. I got a call from a woman about 10 days ago that was drinking a bottle of wine a day every day during COVID, so March 15th in my head. And I worked with her for about 10 minutes on the call. And then I said, you know what, that's all I'm going to do today. But I worked with her every day for a minute. I had her on a list. So I worked with her every day. And then what she did, and this is for practitioners, if you're going to work on something like drinking, for example, you can expect that there's layers, and layers is probably not the right word. There's triggers that you haven't identified, right? Mm-hmm. So during the call, I did all my protocol. Boy, she wasn't going to drink again. And then the next day, for 5 days, she sends me an email and says what a trigger was. She said, oh, I had a fight with my daughter and I was really triggered to have a glass of wine, but I resist it. Well, you don't have to resist with the emotion code, right? So I tapped into her by the email. I found out the trapped emotions causing her to want to have a drink of wine when she had a fight. Boom, that was done. I heard from her the next day. She said, I'm fine. I'm not thinking about it. I heard from the next day, and she said, I'm a little nervous to tell my friends. Okay, guess what? That didn't come up in the session, but it was a trigger for her, right? Because her friends were coming over on Wednesday night or something. So I got rid of her resistance to proudly tell her friends that she's a soda water drinker now, or whatever she was going to choose, and be able to say it without explaining, without complaining. And boy, the next day she said, oh, two of my friends are on board. And then her husband, she was scared. So that's what I mean by it'd be nice if we could do it in a 15, 20-minute session, but there's triggers that need to be identified.
Yeah.
And now she has 0. And then after I get rid of all of her drinking, she said her daughter had a lot of rash on her face. Is that something I could help with? Well, I was on a roll with her. And guess what? The same thing with the daughter. I didn't do it all in one session. I did it every day for 5 days, and I would get an email saying, oh, it's really reduced, or I'm hardly picking at it anymore. There's one little spot here. So 1 or 2 minutes every day. So for practitioners, you might need to stretch the session a little bit longer, because sometimes the next emotion doesn't appear until the next day. I don't even know what that's called, but I'm sure, John, you've had that experience where you've cleared it and there's something that comes up that needs another tweaking.
Yeah, it's very, very common, right? You can say layers, or Dr. Brad says like a Pez dispenser. Like you're not getting to that third Pez before you're clearing off the first 2. You can't even like look at it, right? It's hidden, it's buried. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a process.
It's a process. And yeah, so let's see, what else can I talk about? Well, I'm excited about my courses. And I'm also in developing, I have my Business Growth Club members. It's only $97 a month. They get a course every 15 days. They get to join me every Tuesday for a live Zoom mentoring call. But some people don't want to go through the process. So I've developed a 3-month program. It's mentoring with me one-on-one for 3 months. It is 45 to 50 minutes every day, and I will expedite your career using and making money with the emotion code real fast. I mean, super fast. It's $750 a month for 3 months. By the end of that process, you'll have the systems in place, the words, the experience, everything from Facebook Live and how you talk to people and anything you need to help build your business. I'm the guy doing it. And right now, the people taking my Business Growth Club, some of them have been in business for a while, some of them are brand new, and all of them are getting great value of stuff they've never practiced or never knew before. So there's now a couple of ways to work with me. John, let's talk about the emotion code. Maybe somebody will come in next week with some ideas. Maybe tell your friends. Maybe bring your friend next week or tag them, put the @. We're going to help people next week. But John, when we're talking about having an emotion code session, can you kind of tell people what they need to do to be side by side with you or I? How does that work?
That'll be yeah. To book a session, we both have online scheduling. So I'm at aliveandpeer.com. Michael's at removetrappemotions.com or michaellozier.com. And we have online scheduling. So we have a great little calendar system that opens up, set your time zone, links up to payment. We'll send you a link to Zoom, or you can do it over the phone. Or if you're too busy, don't really want to, join in live, or if it's, even for a kid, you just email us a list of concerns. We'll work on you. Simple as that. But most of my sessions are, through Zoom, and it's a great way to, have that one-on-one session. Go back and forth because in a session we clear some things. We're like, yeah, there's something else. Is there anything else you want to work on? This? Oh yeah, I'll clear that. And always, send us a list prior to the session. That way we're ready to go hit the ground running. We don't have to talk about it for spend 10 minutes because there's a lot we can do,
really, right? With your time, right? Just be real efficient,
Yeah.
So you can see the little ticker on the bottom, michaellozier.com/emotion code bros. We send an email every Friday letting you know what the show's about. Plus, On the bottom of that email is all my free upcoming classes, whether they're on Law of Attraction or NLP or Your Life Purpose or for Motion Code Practitioners. And then 1 hour before the show on Saturday, we send you a quick little email to remind you and give you the links, make it easy. You can subscribe to that below. We only send you 2 emails a week, one on Friday, one on Saturday, an hour before.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Well, good stuff. We're going to hang out for a couple more minutes. Kareen Beach Morning. Kareen Beach Murray is saying good morning.
Good morning, Kareen.
Good morning to Kareen Beach Murray.
And look who it is. It's Sheldon Foster's joining us from YouTube.
Sheldon Foster.
From Baltimore.
Growth Club. Hey, Sheldon.
Hey, Sheldon. Welcome.
Yeah, and Cindy is saying time to release before you move on. Okay, that could be me right before I move on with developing this new package. Of course, I deleted my own creative insecurity about developing it because I had, what am I going to offer? What am I going to guarantee? What am I going to support them with? So I did a little creative insecurity. I don't know if I have it in front of me. And it turned into a flip chart with arrows and stickies and everything. And then after I looked at it, and then I put it into a document, and then I sorted it, and I thought, there, that is the package. But once I get rid of the creative insecurity, I wasn't insecure about moving forward with it. So maybe that's what you're talking about.
Maybe. Yeah, I was working with someone last week, the week before, who had chronic pain, back pain, low back pain, like since they could remember, probably since they were a kid, like before the age of 10. And they were maybe mid-40s or late 30s. And, got into it. She had some like frustration, kind of irritable, kind of day to day. And, there's a lot of that these days with kind of, just being home, 24/7, not being able to socialize. And anyways, the back pain wasn't getting any better. Tried everything. So anyways, the session was absolutely miraculous. Worked with her. The pain was like, it was an 8 out of 10 to start, went down to like a 1 out of a 10. It was like lifetime chronic pain, just like right away. And mentally, she's like so much better too, right? Like less frustrated, calmer, just absolutely just feeling happier day to day. More, yeah.
Yeah, and the back pain just isn't the pain in the back, it's everything. It's inconvenience and having little rockets of annoyance. And this is ticking me off. And right, it's always fueling a negative vibe. So in addition to fixing your hip, getting rid of that negative emotion, once that pain, wherever it is, then you can feel better about stuff. So, when a client brings to me a list of things, I say, let's work on the pain first. Yeah, you got money blocks, but let's get rid of the pain first, right? Wouldn't it be nice to be pain-free and then get rid of money blocks, or whatever the example might be? So we are here next week. Bring your friends with child behaviors, or join us next week. We want to be able to help you. Go to michaelloche.com events if you want to register for any upcoming calls shows that I'm going to be doing. I say to register because everything I do has a worksheet. I'm a trainer, and I'm training you. And my goal at the end of every training is that you'll know it so well that you'll be able to do it, practice it, and understand it. And in order to do that, I need to use accelerated learning techniques. And in order to use accelerated learning techniques at its best, I need to have you have a worksheet. Go hit a register so you get it. Okay, John, thanks for hanging out today. We'll see you next Saturday, and with a lineup of people that want help with their kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Bring your kids. Okay. Have a great week, everyone.